Ukraine Crisis Media Center. We are greeting Naval Andriy Lysenko, speaker on behalf of the presidential administration. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. The main events to your attention: the anti-terrorist operation as of yesterday at Mariupol line of advance. The quiet and order regime was observed, but there was firing at Shurokina from grenade launchers, at Chamaluk from 122mm cannons. At the Donetsk line of advance, the situation is restless, especially at the airport. Tanks were used, armored personnel carriers and heavy artillery, heavy metal. They're also fighting at, we emphasize, at housing and residential blocks with tanks at Avdiivka, Budene from the militants. There were heavy cases of firing from mortars and artillery at Marinka and Krasnohorivka. The fire is not ceased at Hordivka, especially at Svetlodarsk. The Russian terrorist troops destroying the infrastructure of Donbass continuously, and the gas pipeline was damaged in Yasenovata district that supplies Mariupol, Svidov and Avdiivka. Local police officers immediately blocked all the accesses to the scene and secured the territory for liquidation of the firing. After effects at Luhansk and Shasta, there was mortar firing. What provocations with small arms registered in Stanitsa Luhanska district and at Novotashkivska settlement yesterday. At the Svetlodarsk Popaska, the rail tracks were blown up. The bridge is damaged and the rail tracks, but no casualties, but the movement was temporarily stopped. This track is used to supply for Irska cogeneration plant in Svetlodarsk. 19 flights of adversaries' drones were registered according to the Border Guard Service, and yesterday 6 Ukrainian officers died and 14 were wounded. The President of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko, signed the decree on partial demobilization. According to the document, military officers who were conscripted in July, August last year will be dismissed. The Ukrainian military officers continue their exercises and training in Navy in Odessa. Had a company tactic exercise with firing with the company of Marines, the reconnaissance, artillery and tank units, also naval aviation. There was a march from the point of station dislocation to the theater of the area of combat that was attended by the fourth wave of mobilization with officers that was monitored by Sergei Haiduk, Vice Admiral of the Navy. All the tasks were accomplished in the course of the exercise. Young Militant was apprehended when he reached the age of 18. He decided to become a militant. Originally from Krasnominsk, he joined the so-called Cossack formation, and he was doing his duty at the road post, had no money. He was doing that for food. When he came back to Krasnominsk, he was apprehended. Another 7 people who were suspected of collaboration with the militants were apprehended at the Velikopolesk checkpoint at the Ukrainian-Russian border. Ukrainian special services continued to block channels of supplies to the militants, and officers of the Security Service of Ukraine, together with the State Fiscal Service, blocked crossing of the engagement delineation. Engagement plans for 22 trucks with different cargoes that was meant to supply the so-called People Republic Militant, and also they planned to sell the products to the local population to provide some cash for the so-called Republic. The organizers of that convoy decided to bypass the checkpoint. There were bottles of alcoholic beverage, alcohol, tobacco, and that convoy was apprehended by the enforcement officers at Lysenko, and the spirit, the morale is sustained by children in Kramatorsk. So there was a special exhibition Ukraine Through My Eyes. The competition was held in 3 cohorts, and there were 3 winners, and their works of art will be used for the big boards in the urban areas. Many drawings were given to the military officers who are now defending our motherland. The winners will have the opportunity to visit Lviv. Our defenders, the front line, are well provided with the foodstuffs. Cook Oleg Donkin, who came from the front line with the harness and on, discusses the system of food meal provision 3 times a day. He provides hot meals for the nearest road posts and strong areas. In the mess, they provide the pea soup, the rice, and canned meats, cabbage salad. Now in the area of ATO, the eggs are provided, meat, pastry, the assortment of products and the amount sufficient for good nutrition of the officers. For the summer period, military officers are supplied with bottled water. Additionally, and now a story about courageous Ukrainian military officers serving at the front line. One of the hottest spots in Donbass is Pisky, the situation a couple of kilometers away from the occupied Donetsk. For some months now, the adversary have been firing shelling at this point. Almost all the buildings are destroyed on an everyday basis. The subversive groups approach the strong area, trying to identify weak points of our defense at the engagement line, and very often the positions of ATO Ukrainian forces are fighting, and then they reverse the direction, start firing at the residential blocks, pretending that it's the Ukrainian armed force, and then the news produce depicting the Ukrainian forces seemingly violent in the ceasefire. The combat militants have engagements very often among themselves, using even the armored vehicles on several occasions at Zhabunki, inside the occupied territories. That happened. And we would like to say that today is the first anniversary of liberation of Mariupol. A year ago, exactly on the 13th of June, our armed forces liberated that town with restoration of the Ukrainian control. If you have any questions, you're welcome to put them. If there are no questions, we would like to thank you. We'll have another briefing tomorrow at the same time.